Alright, so this is the start for the Snowfall build, part 2. As I went over, I did pull out the RAM from my computer. That way I can get it rocking and rolling. We got it installed right there. Hopefully get the operating system started tonight. And then really all I should have left is installing the necessary programs that he needs, and we should be good to go from there. So, I have all of the spacers installed here. I'm going to go ahead and get out my 6 screws that go into the 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We got some spares in there. Spares are always good. Always good to have that. So, those right there. These are actually the ones that I need. 1, 2, 3. My kids are running around back there too, so that's what you're hearing. Kids are getting into all kinds of stuff. Alright. So, let me go ahead and get the motherboard dropped in here. We got a nice space right above this motherboard. That's what's kind of nice about this case is it does give a lot of room for cable and putting the cables in certain places that, like even in my case, NZXT, they make good cases, good quality cases. But one of the issues that I ran into was with that specific case was that it there was a very small window on the right above for the 8-pin power connector, and it made it very difficult to actually get that through. I actually had to take the motherboard out and reinstall it, so that kind of sucked. In order to get that actual pin in there, which, I mean, sometimes that's just how cases are, and we learn from it and we press forward. But with this case, we don't have to worry about that because it does have that large space along the top of it, so we can just route that cable. Once we get the power supply unit installed, we can just route that cable through that gap. And this tool is also magnetic, so I recommend getting magnetic tools, especially when you're working with small screws like this. You drop stuff and then you gotta pick it up and you gotta find it, and the last thing you want is a screw bouncing around in your computer, especially with fans. So we got the motherboard mounted down. It's nice and sturdy and firm in there, so I'll show you guys here. Motherboard is mounted. It's actually going to be, the exhaust is going to be pushing on the top. Ooh, that is close. That's cutting real close, but that's okay. Boom, boom. Next thing is going to be the power supply. So we have the EVGA 450 watts bronze PSU. I don't know if I said fully modular, but it is fully modular. Cables, lots of cables, always fun. I just love opening parts. It's like Christmas Day. It's my favorite. So, what I really like about EVGA is that they sent in this bubble wrap, and this bubble wrap is actually very nice because what I do is I'll cut a slit right here, and when I ship this, because I've run into the instance where this is heavy, it can move. What I do is I take packing foam, I put it on both sides, and I wrap it with this bubble wrap. Obviously, I cut it down so that it fits better, and then it protects your CPU cooler as well as your CPU. Because let's be honest, that is one of the most important things. Outside of your GPU being the most expensive, your CPU is right there behind it. So we have our power supply unit. I'm gonna leave all the I'm gonna leave all the cables in the box for now. I'm actually going to have two. So yeah, this I'm gonna put actually facing down, like so, like that. What you doing, baby? Can you go play over there, sweetheart? Daddy's doing his build. So my daughter here, when I was building the, I call it red velvet, so if you hear me referring to red velvet, I'm referring to the Thorn demo build that I put together. My daughter is going to be 4 this year, and I started learning about computers not that young, but I was fairly young, and I kind of want to pass that on to my kids. Hopefully they take an interest in computers like I do, because computers are the way of the future. They're never going away, and it's going to lead to good things. Definitely going to lead to good things. So we got my eSATA cables. I'm going to leave those pressed to the side for right now. I'm going to pop open my phone here. I'm going to snap a photo of the build so far. Bam. Bam. Alright, got a couple of photos there for John. So now what we can start doing is actually routing our wires. I am going to have quite a few extra wires here. So I'm going to need I believe it's a 6-pin. It could be a 4-pin on that 6-pin. That's an 8-pin up there. This is, we're going to need this. We'll hold off on this. I'm going to do the 24-pin and GA. This looks like, yep, this is our motherboard. So, no, this is quite possibly, yeah, this is GPU. This is GPU, we're going to need that. Here is our CPU. Sweet. Sweet, sweet, sweet. So, now this one is actually fairly easy. So what I'm going to do is I'll just send it up at that nice space right there, and get it clipped in. And it's going to go down, and depth perception is becoming worse and worse as I get older, I tell you that much. So, I got one of them plugged in, just gotta get the second one, so I'm gonna lay it back down. Come at it from the top. I just don't really want to be resting my hand on the CPU cooler, adding extra weight to it. Ava, baby, what you doing? Ava, what are you doing? There we go. Got her figured out. So, we got that one routed. Take that one down. Yeah, we'll probably have to come around that way with it. So the nice thing about the modular SATA CPU. Ava, why are you whining? Hey. Ava. Oh, nah, crazy kids. The nice thing about the SATA. What I'll do is I'll throw those in, the extra SATAs in there, and I'll probably tuck them in the back and let the consumer kind of do what he wants with them. A lot of people, they end up adding extra hard drives or other components, and you kind of need those extra wires, so why make it hard for them, you know what I mean? So we have our 24 pin that installed. I don't think I actually finished what I was saying about modular power supplies. The nice thing about them is that you can really feed them any way you want, and it just kind of like works all the time. Because you can route things around in the front and in the back, and you can unplug it from one side if you need to. So that's, and cases today have all kinds of extra room to navigate things. And let's see this one. I remember working with some of the older socket type motherboards, and you were basically stuck with what they gave you, which sucked at times when you really needed to do something or you wanted to route a cable. It was like sometimes they weren't long enough, sometimes there was just nonsense that was involved with it, and you had to like route it up and around things, and like almost use some of your, like the edge of your motherboard as like a way to hide it, because there wasn't a hole there, you couldn't tie anything to it, and it was just really annoying. But now, like, I'm looking at it right now and I see like at least 8-9 holes that I can use. So we got peripherals, and then eSATAs, and here is our GPU. So we will plug in our VGA. I'm just going to feed that one through the back for right now until we get the GPU installed. To me, GPUs are usually the last things that I install, just because once you put that in, it takes up so much room that I have to unplug my CPU one. Takes up so much room that it's hard to like cable manage and get hard drives installed and things like that with it in. Just it makes it easier doing it last. So boom, boom, boom. GPU. So we have 24 pin. We got our 8 pin, which is try and get you guys a good angle on it here. Stuck on something. Stuck on. There we go. USB 3.0. So up here, right there, it's our 8 pin. And again, I do apologize for the poor quality camera. This is only the 3rd video now. I am moving to get an HD camera. It's just a matter of time. So now what we can actually start doing is getting HD audio plugged in, getting our USB 3.0, being able to route all that stuff, and get our hard drives. It's got 2 spots for... Huh? No, you gotta wait, sweetheart. You gotta wait until mommy comes up here, okay? So, the USB or the 3.5-inch drive, hard drive, I'm gonna put on the bottom, and the just for the time being, I'm just gonna throw these in here. I'll probably end up moving it again, figuring out what to do with it. I usually do. So I'll get it in the clamps. That's all in there. I'm gonna put this one, 3.5-inch, on the bottom, and I'm gonna put my solid state, my 120 solid state we got right here, on the top. Open. Now, like the next build that I do, I'm probably gonna have all this stuff open. I like doing the unboxing kind of with you guys, but at the same time, I hate it because I'm taking up time pulling this stuff open when I could just be building, and that's really why we're here, what we're doing. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So with these, the 3.5-inch just has these clips on the side, and you kind of bend. Oops. You kind of bend the drive or the holder to it. Just bend it a little bit, and it attaches to the 3.5-inch. The SSDs, we need to add some screws to the bottom of it to keep it in place. So it's 4 screws around the bottom, like so. My wife went and got some ice cream, so we're going to be eating some ice cream today. Hopefully I don't have to turn this into a 3-part, because that would just be annoying. Well, it'll probably be a 3-part. I don't know if I'm going to show you guys the whole installation of the operating system and stuff like that. I can kind of take care of that on my own. If you guys want to see that, I'll definitely show you at a later date. But that's kind of completely up to you. If you don't want to see it, just let me know. Hey, no, we don't care about operating systems. Nobody cares about operating systems, how to install them. They're pretty simple. They're pretty simple, but some people run into issues with it. Language. Still recording too. Okay. So got USBs here. We got 2 USBs. I believe it's 1 USB and 1 HD audio. Yeah, HD audio. So, oh, USB. Atom with that guy. USB. We'll go and atom with that guy. So plug in CPU fan. They really do not have a whole lot for fan slots on this motherboard, but you live and you learn. I was expecting more than what I'm seeing right now, so it kind of sucks. Feed all of these guys through here. So that's actually going to be here. Oh, they got it right here in the middle of the motherboard. What? That is goofy. Goofy. That is stupid. Wow. Okay. So I don't really know how I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna have to sit on this one. Kind of think about how I'm gonna route this. Okay, so turns out it was not in the middle of the board like it looked like. It's actually along the bottom where it should be. So that's a plus. I'm gonna go ahead and get all the front, let's see here, plus minus okay. Plus minus and power. Alright, so we got all those plugged in. What I would really like is fan splitter. I'm gonna need one for up front. These 2 fans so I can actually get them plugged in. Now I just need to figure out, so the nice thing is I have these really long cables so I can actually feed them down. Go ahead and put that back up here now. I can feed them down here around. I'm gonna have to find the proper cables for that again, but as of right now, I have everything plugged in to actually do a power on. So I could power it on right now. Make sure everything's good to go. Make sure we get our beeps, and let's do it. Let's fucking do it. So, power on. We got red LEDs. Power on. So I got some red LEDs going on screen. Show you guys what I'm seeing here. It's powered on. Got some pulsating LED lights going on.
Are you doing the whole build tonight?
Huh?
Are you doing the whole build tonight?
I'm doing hardware.
How much longer is that?
It shouldn't be much longer.
I need this.
Need what?
The computer in front of me.
Oh, the desktop? Or the laptop?
Whichever.
Are you doing video with her?
No.
No, you're not?
No.
Okay.
Do you know where Jack's Uno is?
I do not. So, alright. So I went ahead and jumped ahead and installed pretty much everything at this point. Really the only thing that I don't have installed is the RAM, but that's because it's not here yet. So, that's this guy. So the fans that come in this case are white LED fans, but because I have the fan on the CPU cooler as red, I went ahead and pulled those off and threw some of the silent NZXT fans on there, and they no longer light up, but they give solid pressure, so not really any point in having a clash of white with red when we can just have the one. Well, we got more red, more by the motherboard, so it'll light up somewhat. Right now we got powered on here. I'll let you guys see what it looks like. We got those up front here, the two NZXT silent fans. Cables are hidden pretty nicely, minus the GPU one, which that one's near impossible to hide either way. Regardless of what you do, it's always going to be kind of hanging around. So I do have extra wires sitting down here as well. We're going to have our nice plexiglass siding right here so you'll be able to see into it. Like so. And yeah, I mean, I leave the screen on just so that it doesn't get damaged during shipping, but it's basically what it's going to look like. It's a good build. Looks good so far. So, yeah, tell me what you think. If there's things that can be improved, let me know. Any recommendations or anything like that, send them my way. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed. Try and do a follow-up video, answering any questions, comments, things like that. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the Thorn experience. I'll see you next time.